Hello and welcome. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of our podcast network and everything we do. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn legendary men's basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, helps them reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, he has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. All right, and here we are for an Easter special of In Focus with Robb Hill from Robb Hill Enterprises, Inc. Robb is an accomplished author. He is a dynamic public speaker. He is a minister, and he is a life insurance mastermind, along with being a licensed professional at pulling people's heads out of the sand and opening their eyes to see the truth. So just remember that he is a licensed professional, along with being a licensed insurance agent. Both are very difficult licenses to get, but Robb got both of them. He is licensed to pull your head out of the sand and help you to see the truth. Robb, happy Easter.
Hey, it's great. Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, yes, it's a beautiful thing, man. I do so much appreciate all superlatives. I accept all superlatives, brother.
Yes. So thankfully today we're going to give you a shorter episode. These are questions that viewers have commented and sent in throughout shows over the last 3 weeks that I have not asked or gotten to because Robb has been doing presentations, and we are going to answer them now so we get caught up. And then you can obviously unload more of your questions on Friday as we continue to keep going. And Robb is more than happy to provide advice and answer them. So we are going to start. Roland from Detroit. Robb, your knowledge and education and pointing out that basically pointing out human beings are unfortunately ignorant to the point of willfully ignorant is a breath of fresh air. I enjoy your candor. That's what it means. Candor. I enjoy your candor. All right, Rob, what does candor mean?
Candor is a superlative. Okay.
Yep.
Candor is articulation.
Oh, okay.
You're very articulate.
Okay. So
Okay? Yes.
he appreciates your candor. Wow. I'm sorry. I don't know that. So his question is, as far as investing and investments go, what concrete guarantees does life insurance offer that typical investments do not? And I know you're going to probably say the stock market is risky. So that is obviously a factor, but the floor is yours.
Well, when you talk about risk, okay, risk only comes about for one reason. And that reason is simply this: you don't know what you don't know. Okay. So when it comes to life insurance, basic whole life insurance, there is no risk. The only risk is you not paying your premium every month. That's the only risk. The guarantees for that life insurance policy are there in writing. With any life insurance policy, page 3 to page 9 will tell you everything you need to know about that policy. Okay. When you start questioning things like equity indexed, okay, that means that it's going to take some of the gains from the stock market, and in some cases it will absorb some of the losses too. So you got to watch what you're getting into. Okay. I mean, there is no bad or no good. You just need to know what's happening. Like you've heard me say many times, a hammer is a beautiful tool until you got to drive a screw. Okay. I'm not saying throw away your hammer, but you need to get another tool. Okay.
Exactly.
So the stock market is only risky because of ignorance. Okay.
And that's so true.
Right. So your ignorance is not a bad thing when you know you are. However, it is devastating when you don't know how ignorant you are. So with my clients and with the age ranges that they're in right now, we stay on the safe side because we do not have that time horizon to make up for losses. Okay. If you remember back with the stock market crash of the 80s, 2008, no, not of the 80s, but 2008, 2009. And that,
I love it. Yeah, I never got a bailout.
Right. A lot of people got financially wiped out when it comes to retirement. Okay. And then they're scrambling around trying to make up. Yes. Oh, man. Every time the stock market takes a dip, watch your basket. Okay. Especially if you are in there where the volatility has an effect. So what I steer my clients to is safe alternatives to the stock market. We want guarantees in writing. I only work with A-rated companies. Okay. And so there's a lot of ways to position yourself. I mean, you can position your retirement funds in such a way that it will take care of your nursing home needs. Okay.
I agree. Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah. He follows up with, is life insurance safer than holding holding on to properties or whatever, or holding on to cash or bonds?
Yes. Life insurance, my friend, in the simplest terms, is buying money.
Right.
Okay. It's buying money. And based on the type of policy that you have, there is no safer alternative. All right. See, like you say, well, I can save up the money. I can save up the money. Well, what happens if you die tomorrow?
Right. Exactly. You get nothing.
Right. Well, it's not what you're going to get. It's what your family going to get. Okay.
Yeah. Because, I'm sorry. Yes. Right. Exactly.
People say some things like, "Well, I don't need no life insurance." I said, "My friend, it's not for you.
It's not for you. You're right.
It's not for you. It's for those people that you're gonna leave behind." Okay, and that's what it is. See, a lot of people don't have the foresight because we live in that "give it to me now" society. Everybody wants everything right now, but there are policies. There are single premium policies where you can pay like 10,000 and have a $15,000 life insurance benefit, or even half. I mean, there's so many different avenues to broach this problem. Okay, this is where an in-depth consultation needs to take place to find out exactly what it is that you want to leave for your family, your heirs, so to speak. Okay, and it's not just about life insurance. It's about positioning, how you position your assets and all this kind of stuff to keep the illustrious income reduction squad off your back. So, off your family's back. Okay, off your family's back, because what happens when a person passes away and they leave a bunch of assets to their heirs, what happens is a tax man cometh.
They sure do. I found that out.
Yep. Oh yes, and before anything is released, the taxes have to be paid.
I've obviously heard this from you. I was watching a Dateline, and they showed, there was a case going on, and somebody died, and the estate was taxed like the pillow on the couch was taxed.
Right.
And I believed it, but then when I saw it, I was blown away by, how you said Uncle Sam is going to get his. He gets his. He gets his.
See, if you remember back, it's been several episodes ago, man, where I did a presentation for consumers, and I went through the arbitrage strategy. You recall that?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to revisit that again, because it talks about tax avoidance, not tax evasion.
Exactly.
It is the right of every American to lower their tax burden as much as legally possible. Okay. This is why
they should.
The vast majority of people of means don't own anything. Okay. Right. They have everything inside of a trust.
Correct.
Okay. See, there is such a thing as a dynasty trust. And that particular trust has that name because what it does is it staves off the tax man for 99 years, brother.
And is a dynasty trust for a specific family where they can put different things into it? Wow.
Everything is specific. See, when you itemize all your assets and liabilities and all this kind of stuff, the thing to do is get to an estate attorney and find out what a trust, what type of a trust you need, and a living trust also, which can be changed at any time while you're still above ground and got all your cards in the deck. Okay. And I mean, this is how you do it. Your wills, your trust, and all these things go hand in hand to preserve wealth. It's been this way since man's been counting money. Okay.
That's incredible.
I go into that. I go into that in the wills and trusts. I talk about the history of it and all that kind of stuff. We'll revisit that again too. Okay. But see, a lot of people don't know that they don't know, but they think they know. Okay. And the one caveat that we all have in common is that we have no idea when the time is going to come.
That is true. That is very true. I've seen that. And the Dynasty Trust, this is just from me. I know we've done a couple presentations on the Commodore family. Were they using a Dynasty Trust?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
That makes sense then. That makes sense then.
Mhm.
Okay. This comes from Sandy. Sandy says she appreciates everything that you are teaching us. She she feels like she's in a grad school class because her knowledge, well, not knowledge, her understanding of life insurance has completely changed because of you. This is a complex question. It may not be. I just think it's a complex question. She's asking, how should your listeners weigh policy fees and surrender charges against the promise of a guaranteed death benefit? No idea what that means.
Well, see, she's commingling a couple of different products there.
Okay.
So see, she's not talking about life insurance. She's into the realm of fixed annuities and all this kind of stuff, and she mixed it all together.
Okay.
See,
Sorry.
there may be a policy fee with your life insurance policy, but it is nothing like the policy fee that you have on a fixed annuity or an index annuity or whatever the case may be. There are fees, a schedule of fees that go, like, you got time frames for annuities, 3, 5, 7, 10 years, and every year there's a fee for them maintaining it and for them managing it. Okay. And those fees decrease the longer you hold it. Okay. See, and you buy an annuity, and then in the first year you want to take the money back out, then there's a fee you got to pay.
Of course, yeah, I get that.
And so that fee decreases every year,
yes,
until it drops to zero at the end of the term of the annuity. Okay, whatever that term is. So you look at it's all in the schedule. It's all page 3 to page 9, tell you everything you want to know. Okay. So what happens is, a lot of people, when you buy these financial products, you need to be with someone that's going to sit down and go with you line by line to make sure there is crystal clear understanding.
That was her follow-up question, because you have mentioned having a great estate attorney. Are there specific attorneys that you like to work with directly, or you refer people to directly? Because they're tough to find, I guess, or there's a lot of them out there.
Actually, they're not tough to find. I mean, lawyers come a dime a dozen.
It's the
good ones. It's the good ones that are hard to find.
Yes, okay? Yes, I think that's what you mean.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, look, ditch diggers come a dime a dozen. Good ones are hard to find. Okay. So what you got to do is you got to be very specific. I like this mindset called specific intent. Okay. This is where you ask the right questions so that you will get the right answers to help you solidify the plans and the goals that you have for your family. Okay. And so in my illustrious book, Ask the Right Questions, Get the Right Answers for Sound Financial Retirement Planning, I have a series of questions in that book for you to take with you. Okay.
And that's for the estate attorney.
Well, that's for all of them. That's all the professionals you're going to need. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because it all works hand in hand. Like, I give you a recipe to make a cake. Okay.
Yeah.
And you leave out the eggs. What do you think you're going to get?
I'm not going to get the cake. Leave out the eggs.
You're going to have something, but it ain't going to be the cake. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not even going to be close.
Most people don't plan to fail; they fail to plan.
Oh, that's going to be my quote of the week right there. That is so true. That is so true.
The reason why people don't plan is because there's two enemies, man, that we got to definitely be on the lookout for, and that is apathy and procrastination. Okay.
Yes.
Apathy says, at least I ain't as bad as the Joneses down the street. You know?
Yep.
Procrastination says, yeah, I know it's bad and I need to do something, but we'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll put it off. We'll get it done tomorrow. Doesn't have to be done right now. I'll do it later.
Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow never comes.
Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Jimmy wants to know how you structure policies. So, okay, all right, I get this. So proceeds are preserved and not quickly spent by heirs. Is that possible? Can you like put an allowance or limit on?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That's called the spendthrift quote. The spendthrift policy. Okay. So you got some irresponsible individuals in your family. What you can do?
That's definitely me. Okay.
Yeah, what you can do is you have it in your will or your trust. So you have the proceeds of your insurance policy go to your trust, and then you dole it out in specific amounts on a monthly basis or a yearly basis, however you want to do it.
Oh, okay. So it can be doled out on a monthly, yearly basis,
or weekly basis, or however you want to do it.
Basis, that's how much money they get. Your heirs.
This is all in the structure of your will when you sit down with your estate attorney. Okay.
And it would be in your will. Okay. I got you.
Well, it will be in your will and also in your trust, because you're going to have
your trust.
You're going to have both. Right. The funds are going to be in your trust.
Correct. But the will designates how it's dispensed.
Right.
Correct. I got you. Okay.
And it also says that in the trust too, but then you have it in the will also.
Yes. I get that. I understand, because the will say how you want everything dispensed. The trust is what holds everything, all your assets and money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then he followed up with, what role do trusts and beneficiary designations play in keeping wealth intact? So if someone leaves behind a trust with a beneficiary, does that beneficiary control the trust? And if they want to invest or buy a business or whatever, can they allow the trust to keep earning?
Well, what happens is this right here. Okay, we're getting things convoluted here. Okay?
That was my question.
Okay, well, this is it. A trust is an entity. Okay. Yes. And this is where everything is held by the trust. Now, your beneficiaries, they have access to those items in the trust. However, they cannot sell them.
So
okay. It stays in the family. It stays in the trust. Okay. And the beneficiary has access to those assets. However, they cannot liquidate.
Okay. Now, this is just me asking, is the beneficiary of a trust typically a family member?
Actually, it can be anybody you want.
It can. Okay.
But the person has got to be trustworthy, man. You know,
that's a lot of responsibility, right?
Right. You can't put someone in a position of honor and have them act dishonorably.
Right. But I mean, so you said they can't liquidate, right. But if they wanted to take some money from the trust and invest it in the stock market, is that possible?
Those are all going to be stipulations in the trust.
Oh, so it'll outline what they can and cannot do. The beneficiary.
Right.
Okay.
A good estate attorney will raise all these situations up. You can't pull up every possible situation.
No, of course.
The main ones are there to preserve the wealth. Okay, we want to preserve the wealth. We don't want this generation and your grandson is a crackhead and he just runs through everything. You know, We don't want that to happen. So there are limitations that are
Because
specified.
I know that you said, I believe, 3% of it was either 3% of wealth goes to the third generation.
Fourth generation.
Fourth generation.
Only 3% of the wealth accumulated in one generation makes it to the fourth generation.
Wow. So if you have obviously a good will and trust, and there's abilities to keep the trust in place with an estate planner, earning and making money, that's how it can last through generations and still provide wealth, and you could add on to it, correct?
Well, what you're doing is you're convoluting the situation. Okay, when you say a trust does not make money on its own just by being a trust.
Okay? Right. It has to be used properly.
Right. There has to be some assets inside that trust that are generating the revenue.
Exactly. Okay? That's what I mean. Yes.
Yes. That's what we got to do. See, we want to be crystal clear with our communication. Okay. So there is no ambiguity. There is no misunderstanding. There is no, well, I thought you said, no, we don't go there. Okay.
Right. I got you.
We want total clarity, brother.
This comes from I believe Cindy wants to know what regulatory or tax changes could affect policy or value strategy in a positive direction. She said that she went through some of the things that you have mentioned, and her estate, I guess, was taxed significantly because of a death in the family, and they were expecting a much more of a payout. The value of the policy or the trust, and there were taxes involved, like you mentioned, on the assets of the estate that materially affected the value. Mm-hmm. So she asked if there's any regulatory or tax changes that could positively affect the value of an estate.
Well, tax in and of itself is a negative thing. There is no positive side to tax.
Okay? Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, tax is them taking what they haven't earned.
That's not going to change. Yeah.
No. So what you do is you talk to your family members and everybody and get them to take out of their name as much as possible and put it into a trust.
And the trust is what protects it from the tax man.
Right. See, what we're not talking about tax evasion here.
No.
We're talking about tax avoidance.
Yeah, you're moving the money into an area.
Moving your assets away from the clutches of the tax man. See, because I will tell you something. Our government,
I didn't realize it. Yeah.
Our government has an insatiable appetite for everybody else's money.
Oh, she said that. I'm in shock at how much.
It's unbelievable. Lost. It's unbelievable how they will come after you for a $10,000 tax lien, but yet billions and billions of dollars are being ripped off. Yeah. Okay? Where is all this money going? See, what everybody needs to understand is this right here. Every government purchase is a third-party purchase.
Always.
Meaning this right here. They are using money that they didn't earn to buy things that they're not going to use, and that's it. So will there be waste? You bet your bottom dollar there's going to be waste because they have no skin in the game.
Wow. She followed up with, how would you say rising interest rates or prolonged low rates change the attractiveness of cash value policies?
Well, actually, it doesn't, and that's a very broad.
I'm
stroke.
sorry.
Okay,
I'm
no,
sorry.
that's a very broad stroke. But
I'll pick better questions.
right. Well, no. When you're talking about interest rates, okay, when it goes up, it's a beautiful thing if you're getting paid. But if you're paying, it's not a good thing.
No. Well,
So it depends on what side of the equation you're on.
right.
Okay.
Okay. I see what you're saying. So it's not going to be good for everyone. It's going to be good for one side. If it's a high interest rate and you're selling, awesome. If you're buying, it's terrible because you're paying more.
Yes.
Got it. All right. This right here comes from Brandon. Brandon says, Rob, are you a professor? In question mark. I said, no, he is not a professor. He should be. What are the biggest product design risks consumers should watch for in purchasing certain life insurance policies?
Well, that is a loaded question, kind of too. Okay,
I picked that question.
The biggest risk that policy owners should watch out for is not buying a policy. Okay.
Oh, you did say that. Not
Right.
Avoiding it altogether.
Right. That's the biggest risk, is not having something in place. Okay.
Yes.
Then the second thing you need to look out for is the number one question that people ask 99% of the time is, how much does it cost?
Which is
And
wrong.
It's a good question, but it's the wrong first question. The first question should be, when does it start? When does it end? Okay. And before even all that goes down, you got to find out what you qualify for, because all life insurance is based on your age and your health.
Right.
And then we throw the lifestyle thing in there. I mean, you running around jumping out of perfectly good airplanes, that's going to cost you. Okay.
Exactly. Let me see right here. Melissa. Okay. Melissa. If Congress, I don't know where she got this idea, but if Congress changes estate tax thresholds, who wins? Who loses among policyholders? Is that something that's talked about?
Well, see, what's got to happen is, our government has gotten way too big. Okay?
Yes.
This should not be a federal situation. Okay.
No.
This should be a state level decision. Okay. But then you got major problems in blue states and versus red states and all this kind of stuff. So we've got a serious situation going on where we have got to overhaul our entire government. Okay. We need some drastic change in the government, and the only way that we get that drastic change is for the people to get knowledgeable. Okay. You got these politicians, and they sitting back telling you what you need to do and all this kind of stuff, when they don't know these are kitchen table ideas, topics. These are kitchen table topics. Okay. You ain't got no business sitting over there in Washington, D.C. telling me what I need to do with my money. You hear me?
I hear you. All right. We'll be back right after this.
All right.
Down south, we have Julius Williams, Jordan Harris, and the rest of the team of the Trench Mob. They train offensive and defensive linemen. They compete in 5v5 tournaments and college showcase camps all across the country. They have sent kids to schools like Florida, Florida State, Miami, Clemson, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, just to name a few. They have sent the highest percentage of kids who work with them to Division I schools on scholarship. To work with the best, go to trenchmobfootball.com. Ned Von Young runs the Fresh Fold Laundry Company in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, a high-end laundry service. You book online, put your laundry out in a clear plastic bag. They pick it up, wash, dry and fold it for you in 48 hours. They also offer an expedited service if you need that as well. They have an online subscription model, weekly or bi-weekly, where you can get your laundry done that way. They offer deals for college students. So if you want your laundry done, you can do it in your own dorm. They have a pickup and now a delivery service. So you can have your laundry done without leaving the comfort of your own home or dorm room. To sign up, go to their website, my-freshfold.com. All right, back with Rob, the mastermind himself. Okay, this right here comes from Nicholas. Nicholas says, Rob, I know of you, heard you in the Chicago area very well versed. I've heard several of your interviews. I appreciate every time you speak, and I thoroughly enjoy everything you provide to us on this podcast. This is a Chicago-based question, so here we go. He wants to know. He's got a family of 4, I believe he said. He wants to know if there's anything Chicago specific Chicago families should know about state level rules that differ from any federal regulations or guidance as far as it comes to wills, trust, life insurance policies, because I believe he's going to connect with you and, trying to figure out the best way to, he just wants to do more research. He's currently out of the country and he wants to do some research so he knows what he's talking about before he talks to you. So he was just asking about state level rules that may differ from federal guidance.
Well, there's always going to be a lot of ambiguity there, because there's no way that you can keep up with all the laws that these people are making. Okay.
Yeah, they can't enforce the laws they have, like you said.
Let me submit this to you. We got 87,000 pages of tax code. Okay, you hear me? Sounds good. Let's make it a law. Let's make it a law. See?
Yeah, but nobody enforces them.
Right. The regulatory environment is so out of whack. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is why you need professionals to assist you. Okay. You get a state lawyer for your estate, your tax plan. For your estate and all that. You get an estate lawyer for that. You get a tax planner for your taxes to show you how to position things and all that kind of stuff. And then you get a life insurance agent to give you a bulletproof policy that's going to meet your goals down the road. Okay.
Right.
See, what you got to do is you got to have what I call specific intent. And you got to seek and ye shall find. Okay. You got to look at all these professionals. But before you do anything, you need to write down exactly what it is that you want to accomplish. Write it down, because a short pencil is better than a long memory.
He also wanted to know, because you have mentioned several people that are involved in the process. Is it necessary to have a good CPA involved?
Well, that would be a beautiful thing if you're making a significant amount of money. What I mean by significant amount of money is 5 figures up. We're talking. A CPA is mostly there to help you with your business income.
Okay.
That's why a CPA is a certified public accountant. Okay.
Right.
And what they do is they make sure that your ducks are lined up in a row.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So that's what you need to do. That when you need to keep track, and everybody does need to keep track of income and outgo. Okay. But when you've got a significant income from, say, a business or two businesses or five businesses or rental properties and all this kind of stuff, you need a CPA to keep everything in check. Okay. Or they've even got some software that'll help you do that too. QuickBooks and all this kind of stuff. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, you need to be able to document everything. They need to be when they walk up to you, this the income reduction squad, when they walk up to you and say, on April 17th of 2006, what were you doing? Okay. Where did this money come from? All this kind of stuff. So this is why you need impeccable records.
All right. So I'm going to throw a couple political questions at you that were asked because we did the presentation where you showed what $1 trillion would actually look like physically. Mm-hmm. So this comes again, I believe, from Michael. With the federal deficit, I don't know if this is accurate, but you will, near 1.9 trillion in 2026 of what we know of. What are realistic scenarios for future tax policies or benefit cuts that clients should plan around?
Well, actually, what's happening is, see, the 1.9 trillion for 2026. I mean, that is just a drop in the bucket, my brother.
That's just what they're reporting. I know.
That's just a drop in the bucket. Okay. When you add in all them unfunded liabilities that we have, we're upwards of $200 trillion. Okay.
Wait. Well, hold on. We got to stop right there. This says 1.9 trillion and it lists a source. So somebody sourced this at 1.9 trillion. You're telling me that our deficit is closer to 200 trillion?
Yes. When you include all the unfunded liabilities, brother.
Oh my God.
You know, I mean, all the pensions. See, listen to me. Pensions nationwide, both public and private, are underfunded by $1.7 trillion. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's just a drop in the bucket. That's talking about the cash. What about the health insurance and all this kind of stuff that people need to be taken care of? Okay.
Yeah.
These pensions have promised them and all this kind of stuff. So right now, the debt is massive. Thank God for Donald Trump, because he realizes that burden cannot be placed on the back of the American people, because our government has done this. Okay. And you know what? If you take all of them politicians and put them in the private sector, they'd all get fired.
They would. They would get fired. And
right. So what we got Trump in there. Trump is looking at this stuff. And this is why he introduced the tariffs, because we got to. There's got to be balance. America has been being ripped off ever since the end of World War II by our illustrious politicians. All right, we got politicians. We got politicians in place, man, that don't even know how to run a lemonade stand.
I wouldn't trust them to run a lemonade stand, let alone our country.
And then we got everybody walking around here thinking about these elected officials. I'm gonna submit to you again: these people are not elected; they are selected. Okay, there is no way on God's green earth that you're gonna get into a government position and stay there for 40 years.
Right.
There needs to be term limits on everybody. We need to cut their salaries in half at least.
No, I 100% believe that.
I mean, you look at all this stuff that's going on in California with the fraud, in Minnesota. You got Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, the Squad, AOC, all this kind of nonsense. How can these people stay in the positions that they're in with all the lawlessness? It's just blatant in your face. Do something about it, right? We need our politicians need to be held accountable. Number one, like I said before, man, every single politician, every one of them needs to be investigated.
They do. They need to be perp walked and they need to be investigated.
Everyone.
Every one of them.
Every one of them.
Okay, yes. So this is from Rachel. And apparently this is something that has been affecting her family. Major healthcare changes in 2025, 26 could push millions off coverage. And I think we've seen that. How should that influence life insurance and long-term care conversations? And then she followed that up asking about Medicaid and the ACA. If that tightens, what contingency should middle income families consider? So I gave you two questions. I apologize, but she asked both.
No problem. But see, what she's got to understand is that the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, was anything but that.
No, it was a disaster.
It is a disaster. What it did is it's pushing people off the rolls itself.
It is.
When the government mandates for you to buy something, man, what is that called? That's called coercion.
It really is coercion. You're right.
Yes. So no, this is not. All these things. See, people have abdicated the responsibility of their own lives and put it in the hands of the government. Okay.
Right.
See, these responsibilities, your health care coverage and all this kind of stuff, that's your responsibility. It's not the government's responsibility. It's not your employer's responsibility. Okay. But to make you feel good, they say we got these programs for you. All right.
They do.
In order for you to get Medicaid, you are going to have to be destitute. All right.
No, you do. You really do.
You can't have nothing. I mean, I go into that when I talk about long-term care. All right. That voluntary impoverishment in order for you to be getting from off of the private road to the public road for payment for your medical issues. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to start planning early on in life about our future, because we don't know how long it's going to be before we get there. See, a lot of people are finding out the hard way that retirement is not an age. It's a financial position. I explain to people all the time, look, you get 65 and you ain't got no money, you are not retired, my friend. You have been fired. You have outlived your usefulness. Okay?
Absolutely.
Our system is set up in such a way it's going to suck all the best years, your most productive years out of you, and then kick you out to the pasture. Okay?
They sure are.
And only 4% of our population are able to retire with some dignity.
No, I know. It's sad. It's really sad.
So when you're looking at, let me preface it a little bit more. All these benefits that are so-called promised to you, and I benefits is a funny word because benefits are those things you can't eat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so you have to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. I do Medicare, Medicaid, Medicare Advantage plans, and all that kind of good stuff, and we can show you exactly how to position yourself so that there won't be any surprises down the road. All right.
Right.
You know exactly where you stand as far as your life insurance, your health insurance, and your estate planning and all that kind of good stuff. We want to help you get everything right.
All right. So these are just going to be a couple rapid fire questions, a little fun banter to end off the show here. So tell us the wildest reason someone told you they bought life insurance and a wildest reason why they declined to purchase life insurance, if you can think of one.
Well, the first thing is that I don't need it. I don't need it. And the second one is, well, that costs too much. Man, that's high. I said, compared to what?
Compared to what? That's why they decline it. They'll just say, oh, I don't need it, and then they'll say, oh, it's too expensive.
You know, I was with a client one time, and he looked at me out of a fishy eye. He said, Rob, you know what? When I die, I want it to be a real tragedy. So I don't want no life insurance.
Oh my God. I can't get over this. Okay. The best use of policy cash value. Would you say it's to buy a business, fund maybe college tuition, or take a dream vacation trip?
Well, actually, see, when you're talking about the cash value on a life insurance policy, in order for there to be cash value, in order for you to be able to do those types of things, we're talking about a substantial policy.
Correct. Yes.
And see, our dear departed friend used to talk a lot about index universal life.
He did. He did. IULs. Yep.
Yeah, index universal life. This is where you're going to get a lot of bang for the buck.
Correct. But you have to put a lot down up front.
Right. You're going to put a lot down up front, but this money is increasing.
Correct.
Okay. It's increasing. And you can do that, and you can fund that bad boy for 10, 15 years, and you'll have a nice, solid piece of cash. Okay. And that's in addition to you running your business or doing whatever it is that you do. See, you have inside of an index universal life policy or index annuities and things like equity index annuities, things like that. That is money working for you.
Correct.
Okay? Right. So then what you want to do is you want to look out for the stipulations in these policies. I mean, they're good for this amount of time, but then you got to take the money and run. Okay.
Oh, because that's right. That's right. There are stipulations, but there's a time frame. Right.
This is where total transparency comes into play.
I completely forgot about that.
There's a time frame for anything. And so what you want to do is you want to have specific intent. Okay. You don't want to go in there and just say, "Oh, tell me what to do." No, you go in there and you say, "Look, I want to do this, 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 and this."
I totally agree.
How do you suggest I go about doing it?
Mm-hmm. Now, I've asked this before. People continue to ask this, and I know what you're going to say, and I'm going to let you say it anyway. What's the most common life insurance myth that you love to destroy and crush when people ask you?
Well, the biggest life insurance myth that I see people out there is that life insurance is life insurance. No, there are many types. I mean, all financial products are tools, okay? And you got different tools in your toolbox, all right?
Correct.
Right, yeah. So you're not going to take a crescent wrench to try to turn a pipe. It ain't going to work. You need a pipe wrench to turn a pipe, okay? You got life insurance, you got term life insurance, you got whole life insurance, you got different types of financial products, man, and all these things fit. It's just that will they fit for you?
Right. That's why it's important to ask the right questions, get those answers, so you're in the policy.
You're not going to be in the ballpark if you don't have your goals written down, okay? Because if you just walk in and say, "Hey, look, I want to have $1 million when I retire." Really?
Right.
You want to have $1 million when you retire, but you have not made $1 million. How are you going to do that?
Right. Yeah, I want to be the king of Egypt when I retire. Yeah, I get it.
You got to have a plan in place. You got to have a plan. See, what a lot of people don't understand is that, hey, look, I'm a Christian before anything, okay? And it is written that all things are possible to him who believes. And with God, nothing is impossible, okay? But when we get down here and we get to rolling with what our illustrious politicians and all that are deeming what's good for us and all that, you got to wonder. You got to question. Is this really good for me? Or do I need to take 100% responsibility for myself? And that's what we need to do. We all need to take 100% responsibility, because until you take 100% responsibility, you got no right. Ain't no need to complain. Well, they told me I was going to get this. They told me I was going to get that. Well, what you should have did was you should have made sure that you had those things yourself, as opposed to waiting on the government to dole it out to you. I mean, you look at this. Just want to just preface this one. Right now, they're talking about $19 billion in fraud in Minnesota.
I know, and
I think about that. That's just Minnesota.
And that's 50, just the tip of the iceberg.
We got 50 states, brother.
And that's what's so scary. I mean, the national debt being possibly hundreds of trillions of dollars, billions of dollars of debt in Minnesota. It's just the tip of the iceberg of what we haven't found. I still can't imagine the COVID scams that people got away with. I mean, there's probably billions, millions of dollars there that people, did in COVID scams and never got caught. So it's just, we just keep printing more money. And like you said, it's not inflation. It's the value of our dollar is down significantly. And I spoke to a friend who was in Ireland, and the value of the American dollar compared to the currency in Ireland, I believe it was 70 cents on the dollar. Our dollar was 70 cents. Our dollar was cheaper than their dollar. Mm-hmm. And I was blown away by that. I can't believe that we've gotten to that point. But thank you for answering these questions from everyone. We appreciate it. And please continue to engage. Please continue to send more. Robb is doing a great job answering your questions about life insurance. He is giving you knowledge about our government, and he is giving you knowledge on how to protect your money. And it's every American's right, like Robb said, to protect your money, your assets from taxation. There's nothing illegal. There's nothing wrong about doing that. You have worked all your life to earn that money, those assets, and moving them around in certain situations so your heirs are taken care of. It's all, I mean, from my perspective, life insurance, wills, trusts, all of this, we all want to leave behind a legacy. Everyone is born. We're all born. But when we die, we want people to know, what we accomplished and that we actually were around. Otherwise, you're born, you die, people look at it for 2 seconds, be like, oh, Steve's dead. But if you are able to rise like a phoenix, accomplish what you want to accomplish, leave what you want as far as assets and wealth to your heirs, that's your legacy. You're going to be remembered. And I saw this in watching the Rupert Murdoch documentary. His main focus, once he had his kids, once he started building his empire, he wanted to leave a legacy behind. He wanted to leave a legacy behind for his children. He wanted to leave a legacy behind for his children's children, because, again, you can be born, you can just live through normal chaos in life, or you can rise like a phoenix above it and leave behind a legacy that will always be remembered, and people will remember you and say that not only was he born, this man lived, and he lived to protect his family, and his legacy will be remembered forever. That's kind of how I see things. So, And I've learned that from Robb Hill. Robb Hill. It's not about what you make; it's about what you save and what you
No,
can.
no. Let's rephrase that. It's not about what you make; it's what you keep.
It's what I keep, not save. Which is not what you
Right.
make; it's what you keep. It's what you keep, and you have the ability to create generational wealth and pass on for generations. This 4% that goes on to the fourth generation is crazy. We need to be better than that. We need to be more responsible than that, and we can be more responsible than that. And I hope that number increases, because when we have people like Robb who are educating you every week, and he's got a book out there that you can read and get knowledge that would normally cost you a significant amount of money, Robb is giving it to you in his book. We're going to list it again for you to purchase on Amazon. It's going to make the difference. And that's what we're trying to do. And if we have to educate people one at a time, we will. Last week's episode had 32,000 viewers. So that was up from 27,000 viewers the week before. We are building something special here with InFocus and Robb Hill. Please contact him. R Hill Enterprises Inc. It's Robb at R Hill Enterprises Inc. You can email him. You can message him on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. Contact him. And as he said, go in prepared. Think about what exactly you want. Write down exactly what you have, what your goals are, and Robb will work with you to put together a plan to get you there. Now, you can't just walk in, like he said, and say, I want to die and have $10 million. Well, how much do you have now? I have nothing. Well, you got to have a plan in place for how to get to where you want. Step A, B, C, D, E, F, G to get there. And then Robb will direct you, because as he said, there are a multitude of tools in his toolbox that he can use to make sure you get to your goal and that you can retire at a respectable age. And like we said, has nothing to do with age. You can retire at the age you want to, because you are in that financial position to retire. And those are all the things that Robb is going to provide for you. So, as we said, we are not guaranteed tomorrow. Do not procrastinate. And don't worry about the cost, because that is not the right first question to ask. Do not wait. Contact Robb. He will point you in the right direction. He will help put together a plan, so you can be at peace knowing that your loved ones will be taken care of after you're gone. Because I've seen two instances right now where it's been a struggle. And people, like I said, myself included, thought life insurance, all it was just a pay for a funeral, and that was it. No. It protects your assets. It protects everything that you own, everything that you've saved up over the years for future generations, and you want to keep that going down the line. Do not let it stop with you because you waited until tomorrow to make that call. So please contact Robb. Thank you, Robb. Phenomenal show. I know we got more questions. I am making a list of all the questions. I have a list from here that we just got. I will keep them. We will do a question answer period once a month. We'll get everything answered. I promise you. And each show, we're going to answer questions before Robb does his presentation. So I promise we'll get your questions answered. But again, we appreciate your engagement and participation and turning this into a respectable platform that is gaining a lot of traction. So, Robb, happy Easter. And as you said, every day is a present, because that's why they call it the present. It's a great line. So
every day is a holiday, brother. Every day is a holiday.
Right? It's a holiday because it's a present. We're in the present. So Robb Hill, R Hill Enterprises Inc. in focus. Again, email him, Robb at R Hill Enterprises Inc. This has been In Focus. Steve Cully, best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.